Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. Brandon again, and before we get into today's video, I do want to mention that we have a small limited release of Campbell Fitness tanks only, available until August 11th. Now I know we just did some t-shirts, but as part of that, anytime that I release any shirt, I always get comments that would say, would buy tanks out of 10. So I'm gonna go ahead and release some tank tops only because you guys have asked for it. Now for this, we're doing it similar to how we do the t-shirts, meaning that they're only available during pre-order, at which time we will stop on August 11th and only print as many shirts as that were ordered. Now because of this, if you wanna get one, you have to order one now. If you don't wanna order one, no big deal. But just some basics, as I mentioned, they're all going to be done through the Forged Iron Training website. I'll link that in the description box below. The tanks will cost $22, which is interesting because they cost us more to make, even though you're technically getting less material. But if you guys have ordered from Forged Iron Training in the past, and many of you guys have bought shirts as is, you know they come with the quality. So again, that'll be open until August 11th, and again, pre-orders only. So if you order one, you'll get one. If not, they won't be available. And I do this because I don't have to sit on any extra stock that doesn't sell, and thus don't have to keep mentioning it in every single video. So now that I got done whoring myself out to you guys for my sweet, sweet swag, I'm going to talk about some stuff that I talked about last video, which was about meal planning. And I got a lot of good feedback. In fact, a lot of positive feedback and hardly any negative feedback, which is very surprising. So one of the things that came up a lot during this conversation was the fact many people said, I can understand people who want to go with a meal plan only because they don't want to have to worry about calculating macros. They don't want to have to worry about what they should actually pick and choose to eat. So you guys asked for it. So here's a response from me. I actually have a free site. Yes, a free site. So I just asked you to buy shirts and now I'm giving you something for free. I guess that's how things typically work out. But a free site. So if you guys have been following me for any length of time, a couple of years ago, I posted a video on a site called swole.me. Yes, awesome name I know. And no, it's not troll.me, it's swole.me, which is actually still up and running, but it was basically a meal plan generator. It was very basic, but a lot of people liked it. I think liked it so much, in fact, that when I made that video, I actually ended up shutting their site down because we sent so many people towards it. That's still up and running, but they've actually come out with a brand new site called Eat This Much, which goes really in depth. So that's what I'm going to show you guys today. So if you're interested in finding out a meal plan generator for free without having to cost you any money, as well as give you recipes on how to make the food that it suggests, I'm going to show you that right now. So let's get to the actual screen capture. Alright, so here you have the site itself. It's called eatthismuch.com, and I'm using Safari here only because this way you can't see all my sweet, sweet bookmarks for inappropriate sites. But here you have the chart where you fill out how much you want to eat and how many meals, and you can generate it right then and right there. However, many people who aren't sure can actually click on this button, and depending on what you want to do, lose weight, maintain health, build muscle, go ahead and select it. Also, if you're over on the other side of the pond, you can use the metric system. I filled out my stats here already: 6'4", 228, 33 years old. Body fat, medium, high, low. If you don't know, they actually have a link to some pictures to give you an idea, which is nice because most people don't have any idea how much body fat they're actually carrying. Also has some women's site on here, so some good and some pretty bad. Bottom right, looking at you in this case. But you can go back in here and then, again, also select your activity level depending on what you're going to do. And this activity level is really going to generate calories higher or lower depending on how much your daily burn is. I'm just going to go with moderately active here and calculate, and it gives me suggested calories as well as with my macronutrients, it breaks it down to at least. So it's hitting some minimums in terms of fat and protein, which is nice. You can then go ahead and import this, select how many meals you want, and hit generate. Now, once you do, it's going to go ahead and give you all the meal breakdown based off how many you selected. So as you can see here, breakfast burrito and some eggs. It tells you exactly what you need, and it gives you your daily caloric breakdown in terms of macros, but you can go in here and customize it. So if you want to follow a certain kind of diet, it lets you do that. You can also either change your macronutrients within a range, which is nice if you want to float, or you can just do it based off straight percentage, and you can do these in any increments you want. So a lot of people don't like MyFitnessPal because it only lets you really change it by 5% unless you have a hack installed. It also lets you pick which kind of foods it's going to suggest for you. So if there's certain foods you don't have access to, you can change it. You can also change this to the meals if you can cook, or if you have to cook, or whatever, you have the options of changing that. So this is pretty nice. Also, if you scroll down to the bottom, it has a price range option. So if you're really on a budget, you can only spend so much money per day, it'll help you out with that as well. And then after you change it, you can save and go back. You can also highlight the actual meals, and it tells you the individual breakdowns as well as the ingredients which go in it. And a lot of times what they'll do is they'll show you the recipes as well. So for this actual breakfast burrito, it shows you the ingredients, but it doesn't necessarily show you the recipe. I'm assuming because most people know how to make a burrito. And I say that kind of questioningly because maybe there's some people that don't, but I would assume most people do. So let's take a look at a different example. How about some roasted halibut with garlic sauce? So the recipe page, of course, shows the prep time, the cook time, how long it's going to take, and then here it gives us directions as well. So this is really nice because you can get directions. So, as it stands, this site is pretty unique in the fact that it basically takes the place of someone creating a meal plan for you. You can also hit generate again and get different options, as well as go into the options and again change the food sources you want, and you can really cater this to your own liking. So it's a great source for people looking for meal plans that don't want to spend money. If you have used the site before, let me know in the description box below. Either way, there you go. In the meantime, thanks for watching and stay big.